Hello and good afternoon. We are the committee from Playboy Sports Magazine for students. We are going to be analyzing at a text sent to us by ESPN called What Moving the Three-Point Line Back Would Mean for Warriors. We have concluded that we want this article to be in our magazine. However, it doesn't align with all of the text type, the audience, and the purpose that meets our goals for our magazine. So we're going to go through what we want in our magazine and what the article has in order to suggest to the author the changes we want in order for the article to fit into our magazine.
For the text type of our magazine, we would like a text that is a sports article. And for this text, we would also like it to be soft news so that everyone can read it. It doesn't matter if you play basketball, baseball, if you like to swim, as long as you can read, you will have to enjoy this article. That's what we want for the text type.
Playboy Sports News aims its articles towards a young audience. We focus on providing our audience with interesting news, including more images than usual, and using an informal tone so they feel like it's a more familiar article. Our main goal is trying to attract young students that play sports, as well as young students that don't practice any sports at all. This way, we'll do this by appealing to an audience by using inside jokes and attractive imagery.
As Emiliano was mentioning, we want to entertain our audience, and our audience is a young one. So we want to use simple language overall in our article so all of our students understand. We also want to call readers that are not necessarily interested in sports in the first place. It is important for us to maintain student interaction in sports. That being said, we also understand that the information is important, so we want to inform our students on the current changes in sports leagues. So, for example, we want to keep jargon to a minimum, but we are not opposed to commonly known terminology. We also want major league news in our magazine so we can encourage our students that play in minor leagues to move up to those major leagues, which is why we are interested in articles like this one.
The text type of the article written by...
Now we're gonna analyze what this article has in order to see if it fits into our magazine.
The text type of the article we read fits what we want for our magazine because it uses soft news as I said we wanted before, because this means that everybody can read it, and also it is trying to reach mainly our basketball community in campus, but it doesn't discriminate any other people that would like to read it. It is making it simple to understand.
The basketball community has been on the edge since news have been surfing up talking about possible change in the three-point line distance. The audience of the article sent to us by the ESPN are sports fanatics, people that might invest in the NBA and then want to follow their teams. And since the three-point line change could make a major difference to wins and losses to different teams, basketball fanatics will be the main audience of this article. And another audience for this article are people that have previous knowledge of NBA terminology, which is why the article uses more formal language and references NBA terminology.
So what Emiliano was mentioning is that we want to change here because our students are not necessarily fanatics of basketball, they're just getting into it, or they play the sport at a low level. So the jargon is not necessarily appropriate to what our audience is looking for. As I was mentioning before, our purpose is to entertain, and the text type that we were sent is also to entertain. However, it does this in a very different way. For example, we want more imagery in terms of language in our text, so it's more interesting to read, and it reads more like a story. And also, we want more visual pictures, so our readers are attracted to read the article, and we can call these students that don't necessarily play sports. Also, since our students are very busy, we want articles to be quick to read, so we'd like the format to change to, for example, key points at the beginning, so our students know if they want to read it or not in a shorter time. And overall, we want our articles to be shorter.
So we have decided that we won't allow this article into the magazine until Mr. Teague, the author of the article, makes the changes on his article so that it would fit the text type, the purpose, and the audience we want for a magazine.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.